All right. I want to take a look right now at the likelihood of any sort of mass violence spreading across the countries that are not actively in war right now. And what I'm thinking about is these protests and then counter protests. And let's just see if we're looking at situations of mass violence breaking out. All right. So the root card is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, what I feel like this is really showing um, is that if there is a mass violence incident that breaks out, that the real source of it would probably be money. Um, and I'm assuming that that would just be more logs on the fire of the war machine to keep that shit burning. So the main card we have is the reversed Seven of Cups. Now that's interesting. So the Seven of Cups is essentially creative energy, artistic expression. When this thing is upside down, it's usually talking about logistics, like nuts and bolts sort of energy. Let's just see what's on either side of it to try to figure out what the hell we're looking at here. All right, a reversed Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. The reversed Eight of Swords is, I think, showing basically some sort of anxiety. It's like anxiety of kind of being trapped. And I'm assuming that the reversal here is showing that shit reaching kind of a fever pitch. And here, that moves forward into this reverse Seven of Cups. So this is having to create logistics to deal with the anxiety that is going out of control. And as that moves forward, we get a Two of Pentacles. So we have the Ace here and then the Two over here. And if I'm reading the Ace as, I mean, this could be one movement, right? The beginning or the source of one movement. Then the Two of Pentacles is showing a different movement that kind of fucking rotates in. Now, honestly, nothing in these cards currently is showing mass violence, to me at least. It is maybe showing a couple different energies that would have their heads fucked with to the point that maybe they would start clashing against each other. But this is going to be more of a yes or no. Is this going to lead to what is in my head is like two different groups of protesters that would start fighting each other. So let's just see if that is the case. And the magician would be a yes. And again, we have the coin. We have the pentacle here. Um, Now, the magician is also showing a certain amount of display. So this would be probably maybe a minor incident that gets fucking blown up by the press, right? Because the magician is the performer. This is about the fantastic display. So I'm taking the magician to mean yes, but I think that there would be a lot of smoke and mirrors, or maybe just completely overblowing a situation. All right. Now, I guess the question is, would this spark more of that shit? And let's just sort of see where it moves to. And a Ten of Swords would show suffering. I mean, basically having to deal with the consequences of something that you kind of knew was fucked up. So let's put a timeline on this and let's just see what we got. A couple different ones are trying to come out here. So we get the devil and the reversed high priestess as far as our timeline goes. Now, honestly, I'm going to read either Devil's Night or Halloween in for the devil here. And the reversed high priestess, the high priestess would be something that is sacred and holy. And the reversed high priestess would be if something that was sacred were fucking violated, right? But I would really take these to mean either Devil's Night or Halloween. Maybe All Saints Day. Doesn't that happen after Halloween? But it would be some sort of maybe holy sort of thing that gets violated. All right. So I wouldn't recommend going to a mass protest on fucking Halloween or the days immediately surrounding that. Now, here is the natural flow of things. I mean, I think we're looking at the beginning of World War III anyway, but would an event like this be the final push? And let's just see this energy that we have coming up. Is this what is leading us or is meant to lead us to World War III? And the Temperance card is showing patience, moderation. The Three of Cups, here's a bunch of people that go through a common trial and they're kind of celebrating some sort of victory. But when I look at these two, whatever is happening with the protests and the counter protests and the energy that was shown earlier, I don't think this is the immediate World War III scenario. So we might as well look at the situation in Palestine. We got one that wants to come out immediately. This card has been popping up a lot lately. So we've got a Four of Cups, and I've been kind of unclear about its... And there's the King. I've been kind of unclear about this in a couple of different situations. Normally, the Four of Cups is about boredom, right? And I'm pretty sure no one in Gaza is saying that they're bored, right? So what the hell are we looking at here? Now we have a king in a castle. And I mean, I guess the king is fine. This might be something more like just a lockdown or like not being able to get out of a place that you're kind of stuck in. But I don't feel like this is showing danger. Let's just see what the hell we're looking at. Who is this king? Well, now that I'm looking at this, we do have the ships in the backs of both of these. And if I remember correctly, there are United States, like big ass warships that are in the Red Sea right now. But let's pull one more to see what we're looking at here. The King of Wands. So we get another king, and the King of Wands is trying to set the standard for the rest of the world. Now, that does sound like the United States, even though I would say that the US government is a total fucking hypocrite and doesn't actually set a good standard for anybody. But I'm guessing this is showing some involvement that is coming from the ships. All right. So does that mean the US joins these bombings? I mean, they have been supporting it, but let's see if they just outright join the fray. Okay. Well, Probably, and not just them, but this looks like a few others as well. It's interesting when I look at the bottom of the deck, we get this Two of Pentacles again, which showed up in the very initial read. But if we're looking at United States military direct activity in Gaza, or at least in that area, because they've been talking a bunch of shit about Iran here. So the Four of Wands is showing a shared commitment, right? So here's these two, and they're handfasted, and they're making a shared commitment to the happy, harmonious space. I'm pretty sure that's talking about the United States and Israel. And we also have the Three of Pentacles, and this is at least three different parties that are working together. So we would have the United States and Israel and at least one other party there. Now, I guess what I'm going to ask, and this will be kind of a yes or no, is the United States going to attack Iran? Interesting. So the Nine of Cups is showing confusion. Like there are so many possibilities that the person doesn't really know what to take. I'm going to read this as currently the path, right? So here's the path that would go toward that. But our actual path is doing one of these things. So a whole bunch of different forks in the road are opening up. This is dimensional shift. This is fucking like destiny, like whatever. We're right at the brink of a whole bunch of different outcomes. So this is currently unclear. Now, I guess it just fell down on the ground, but I'm going to see about a timeline as to when we get to this massive network of forks in the road. And it's a reversed Knight of Swords. Now, this would be something very similar to the hospital attack. And who fucking knows who launched that, right? It's fog of war. But the Knight of Swords is the territorial defender. This is the soldier. The Knight of Swords reversed is the fucking berserk soldier. So that would be someone shooting at their own stuff, right? Either out of confusion or maybe on purpose to get some other stuff happening. But the Knight of Swords reverse, this is going to show some military attack that would probably hit their own people, their own stuff. But this is going to be the deciding factor. And that's also going to be when it's decided whether or not the United States starts attacking Iran. Now, all of this, especially when you look here to see these different groups working together, this looks like World War III. So let's just pull a card on that. And we get the King of Swords. And that is the militaristic king. Ultimately, even as this happens, even if the United States attacks Iran, the King of Swords, as far as a card to tell whether or not this is going to spark World War III, would say that it's still up to a specific leader. That it wouldn't necessarily happen automatically. There's still going to be one world leader who kind of has the power to decide whether or not this fucking whether it grows into World War III, I guess. So I'm going to collect these and I'm just going to see if there's anything I haven't asked. Let's just see what else we got about the whole situation. And I think I'm going to kind of shift my focus back to places that are not Israel and Gaza and looking at pretty much everywhere else. Everywhere that is not in a war zone, like What do we need to know? What have I not asked about? So we get another one of the swords family, but the Eight of Pentacles is production, and the Page of Swords is very specifically focusing into something. I'm going to pull one more to see what they're looking at, and it's a reverse Page of Pentacles. And to that, I would say, I'm not sure. I mean, here, these are both young people. Um, and maybe this is like, so the Eight of Pentacles is producing the thing that you're really good at producing. And this might show young people not doing that anymore and sort of turning away from production. And the reverse Page of Pentacles could be showing another young person that just fucking sees a completely different version of reality. But this could also be, since the Page of Pentacles is a student, this might be young people turning away from school and turning away from employment as well. Interesting. So I feel like this would also kind of show a bit of a clash, but this is specifically with students and or young people. Okay, so that's what we get for now. And if you do have an angle you would like me to look at this from, or if you have a request for a reading, please hit up my Patreon page. And for as little as $5 a month, I will do your requests. And that's what we have for now, and peace.